Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lin. Namaskar. Coming up in the next hour, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is en route to France, and he will co-chair the AI Action Summit and review the 2047 Horizon Roadmap's progress. World leaders begin to arrive in France's capital for the AI Summit. The two-day summit is to be attended by over 1,500 guests, including more than 100 world leaders. The French Foreign Minister says that he will call on EU to respond to Donald Trump's announcement on tariffs. The Australian Prime Minister says he will urge the United States for an exemption over steel tariffs. In Asia's biggest air show, the Aero India begins in Bengaluru, the southern city. The Defence Minister terms it as a platform to showcase India's defence might. Pariksha Pe Charcha 2025, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's unique initiative to engage with students, parents and teachers, took place today in a revamped multi-episode format. This year, the event is designed to offer holistic guidance to students for on-exam preparation, stress management, as well as personality development, with distinguished guests sharing their expertise as well. The first episode was held at the Sundar Nursery in New Delhi in a warm and interactive setting. The Prime Minister addressed 36 selected students from across the country. Here's a report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with students, providing valuable insights on exam stress, leadership and self-growth. He emphasized the importance of developing healthy habits, staying focused and embracing challenges with confidence. The Prime Minister also shared his mantra for stress-free examinations, urging students to remain calm, focused and fearless. He encouraged them to go beyond textbooks, embrace real-life learning and develop a spirit of self-discipline and perseverance.
हमारे समाज जीवन में दुर्भाग्य से ऐसा घुस गया है कि अगर हमने स्कूल में इतना नंबर नहीं लाया, 10th में इतना नहीं आया, 12th में इतना नहीं आया, तो जैसे जिंदगी तबाह हो जाएगी।
Yes, sir.
और इसलिए पूरे घर में तनाव हो जाएगा। आपने अपने आप को तैयार करना है। इसका मतलब आप पर प्रेशर है। बैट्समैन उस प्रेशर की परवाह नहीं करता।
Yes, sir.
उसका पूरा ध्यान उस बॉल पे होता है। अगर आप भी इस प्रेशर को मन में न लेते हुए अपना ध्यान, आज मैंने इतना पढ़ना तय किया, ये अगर कर लेते हैं तो आप आराम से उस प्रेशर में से भी अपने आप को दिखा सकते हैं।
Prime Minister Modi also spoke about leadership and teamwork, urging students to lead by example and inspire their peers through action and collaboration. Parents were also advised to have confidence in their children and foster a positive and supportive environment at home.
सबसे पहले तो मेरी माँ-बाप परिवारजनों से आग्रह है कि आप अपने संतानों को समझने का प्रयास कीजिए, उनको जानने का प्रयास कीजिए, उनकी इच्छाओं को समझिए, उनकी क्षमताओं को समझिए, उसके अंदर जो क्षमता पड़ी है उसके अनुरूप वो क्या करता है उसको मॉनिटर कीजिए, हो सके तो उसको मदद कीजिए। अगर मान लीजिए उसको खेल कूद में रुचि आपको दिख रहा है तो कहीं खेल स्पर्धा देखने के लिए ले जाइए उसको।
This year, Pariksha Pe Charcha 2025 has been transformed into a multi-session format featuring notable personalities from diverse fields including sports, mental health, technology, finance and creativity. Over 5 crore students have participated in this edition, making it a nationwide movement for stress-free education. Pariksha Pe Charcha has once again reaffirmed its role as a transformative initiative, guiding students towards a balanced and confident approach to learning and life. Kriti Vadhera's report for DD India.
And we are pleased to have with us Akshara Kishore Itankar, who's a participant in the Pariksha Pe Charcha, and she's joining us from Nagpur. Thank you very much, Ms. Akshara. Now, I didn't get the chance to meet someone like the Prime Minister to de-stress before an exam during my time when I was a student. So what kind of an experience was this for you?
Sir, firstly, I would like to address that I felt very proud. I felt very blessed over there and taken inspiration from PM Modi sir, which was a very great feeling for me. And it was a very proud moment for my parents as well, my relatives, my family members as well, and for my school also.
Right, Ms. Akshara. Also, the Prime Minister asked you, all of those students, to focus on wellness. He was talking about something that was far beyond just being healthy. So what did you learn from this?
Sir, being a student, I think being disciplined, being well about each and everything is very important, Whether it be sports, co-curricular activities or academics, everything is important. A student should always be good at achieving the goal. He should always try to overcome fearness and try to achieve more and more success in life without getting scared of anything, I feel.
That's great. Also, Prime Minister said that exams are, not everything. Knowledge is, not everything. It depends on knowledge. Exams are, knowledge and exams are not the same thing. What's your take on this?
Yes, sir. Exams are temporarily because knowledge is going to be with you lifetime. If you want to create something, knowledge is going to help, not exams, right? Exams is something that tests you every time. But knowledge will lead you to make something different in society. And in life, knowledge is very important, right? Exams are temporary. It just judges what you are at present, not what are you going to be in future, right? So I think that is why knowledge and exams are very different from each other, and a student should focus on gaining knowledge, not on gaining marks.
So indeed, the Prime Minister said that exams are not everything and knowledge is far more important. But, since you will be appearing, I suppose, for the board exams this year, what does managing time mean for you? Because the Prime Minister talked about 24 hours everybody has. So managing time in this world of distractions, so many distractions, and especially for your generation where, you have phones and so many other things that people have now, which we didn't have back when I was a student.
Yes, sir. Being a Generation Z kid, phones do act as a distraction for us, but if I really say for me, phones are very useful because they give me knowledge wherever I need. Wherever I have doubt, I use my phone. I go to social media, I got to know a lot of information about it. And to manage time is actually not so difficult, You just need to be determined, you just need to be disciplined at time, and you have to be productive. Everyone has 24 hours in their hand. And if we use it productively, surely we can manage our time. And if I talk about my boards, so yes, there are distractions in my life, but I think that if I manage my time productively and efficiently, I can get whatever I want, whatever score I want in my exam. And I think that is a skill which every student should learn and will lead by an example, will lead by success to all the students.
Indeed. Also, Prime Minister, said that students are not robots. They should explore their passions. So in your particular case, what is that? What's your passion?
Sir, to be really very honest, I like acting. I like drama. And it is my hobby as well, When we talk about exam, we nearly think that...
Yeah, go ahead, Akshara. We can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. No, I think you changed the horizontal or something like that. Horizontal, vertical. Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you, but speak.
So, if I talk about exam, I have, we mostly see that exams are just written in written form. But a student should have hobby in their life. They should have passion about something different other than exam, not just writing an exam or appearing for exam. I think every student should have a hobby. Every student should do some activity other than preparing for exam, and that will help them to boost their mind in current situation. Because one student, if only focuses on one thing, then never going to be successful.
Indeed. So, all the very best for your passion of acting. I hope that you do well, not only in your exams, but in your passion as well. Thank you very much, Akshara, for joining us on this program. Now, we can bring you another report now. This is a report on the final, on day one of the final week of the first week of the budget session of Parliament. What business was transacted today? Day one of the final week. Anil Thomas reports.
The final week for the first half of the budget session saw discussion on the general budget in the Rajya Sabha on Monday afternoon. There was active participation from both the Treasury benches and the opposition. Congress leader P. Chidambaram raised concerns over the deportation of Indians from the US, to which Leader of the House J.P. Nadda responded strongly.
ये ऐसा बताया जा रहा है जैसे कि ये जो डिपोर्ट किए गए ये अमानवीय ढंग से जो हुए, इसकी चिंता आपको ही है। ये अलग बात है कि 2009 में नहीं थी, 10 में नहीं थी, 11 में नहीं थी, 12 में नहीं थी, 13 में नहीं थी, जागे तो 2025 में जागे। देखिए, नेशनल इंटरेस्ट को कभी भी पॉलिटिकल चश्मे से नहीं देखना चाहिए।
I ask the government, did the External Affairs Minister raise the matter with Mr. Rubio? Did he know about the SOP? He told this House the SOP has been in place for many years, since 2012.
During the debate, ruling party members highlighted the achievements of the central government, describing the budget as progressive and excellent. Simultaneously, discussions continued in the Lok Sabha, where political allegations and counter-allegations were exchanged. Earlier, BJP MP Nishikant Dubey raised concerns about George Soros' alleged plans to create unrest in India, questioning the funding and connections between Congress and Soros. He called for an investigation into the matter.
कांग्रेस पार्टी यूएसएड और सोरोस फाउंडेशन के साथ मिलकर देश को टुकड़े टुकड़े करना चाहती है। मेरा आपके माध्यम से सरकार से आग्रह है कि इतने वर्षों में यूएसएड ने जिसको पैसा दिया उसकी जांच हो।
Additionally, during the question hour, several important questions were addressed in both houses. The finance minister is set to respond to the budget discussion in the Lok Sabha on Tuesday, while discussions will continue in the Rajya Sabha. Anil Thomas's report for DD India from Delhi.
What's still to come here on DD India News Hour? Almost 5,000 yellow-spotted river turtles released into the river near the Amazonas. Snowfall in Tehran makes front-page news in Iran. And some rare birds leave onlookers enthralled in China. Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Mark Lynn. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting France and the United States beginning today. His first stop is France. He's there on a 3-day visit at the invitation of President Emmanuel Macron. And in his departure statement, Prime Minister Modi said that in Paris, he looks forward to co-chairing the AI Action Summit, a gathering of world leaders and global tech CEOs, where views will be exchanged on the collaborative approach to AI technology for innovation and larger public good. in an inclusive, secure and trustworthy manner. The bilateral segment of his visit will provide an opportunity to review the progress on 2047 Horizon Roadmap for India-France strategic partnership alongside his friend President Macron. And he will also travel to the historic French city of Marseille and will inaugurate the Indian consulate in France there. He'll also visit the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor project, in which India is a member of this consortium of partner countries, including France. They are harnessing energy for global good. The Prime Minister will also pay tribute to Indian soldiers who laid down their lives during World Wars I and II at the Mazar-e War Cemetery. From France, Prime Minister will proceed on a two-day visit to the United States at the invitation of President Donald Trump. He looks forward to meeting his friend, President Trump. Although this will be their first meeting following Trump's historic electoral victory and inauguration in January, Prime Minister Modi has a very warm recollection of working together in his first term in building a comprehensive global strategic partnership between India and the United States. The visit will be an opportunity to build upon the successes of the collaboration in Trump's first term, as well as to develop an agenda to further elevate and deepen this partnership, including in the areas of technology, trade, defense, energy, and supply chain resilience. The two leaders will work together for the mutual benefit of the people of the two countries, as well as shape a better future for the world. Now, India's rich linguistic diversity takes center stage at in France. DD India's correspondent who's there, Tapas Bhattacharya, speaks to Guillaume Jacques, who's the director of the ILARA and also a senior research at CNRS. ILARA, in fact, promotes ancient and endangered languages. And among the languages it's promoting are Sanskrit and Pali, also several other languages of the Northeast. And Jacques, his research, in fact, explores unwritten languages of the Northeast of India and the deep historical significance.
Joining me is Guillaume Jacques, the director of Institute of Rare Languages in Paris, in France, to talk about how India's languages, India's whole culture is getting popular, not just in France, but the whole Europe. Do you believe that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit expected to give another impetus to the ties between both the countries, especially in languages and in culture?
Yes, of course. I hope that this will attract interest, even more interest to the culture of India and to the language situation in India in general.
When it comes to international rare languages, what is the kind of energy, or what is the kind of people look up to India's languages?
We have to say that India is home to an immense diversity of languages. So, for instance, in Europe you only have 3 language families, Indo-European, Basque and Finno-Ugric. In India you have 8 families. You have a huge diversity, a very rare and precious heritage. And what we can learn a lot from this diversity, both from the way the brain works, so how different languages describe several meanings differently, and on the other hand, we can learn from this diversity in terms of the prehistory and history of humanity.
You mentioned the fact that the language Panini has a lot of scientific basis. Would you share with us?
Linguistics as a science was born in Europe in the 19th century, when people realized that Latin and Greek are related to Sanskrit. The framework in which we study Sanskrit and we study Indo-European languages was shaped by Sanskrit grammar, by, for instance, the notion of root, dhatu, in Sanskrit, was brought into modern linguistics.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is coming here. There is a bonhomie between India and France. Do you believe that will be this linguism, this linguistic thought process theory will get a major boost because of this bonhomie?
Well, I think this Prime Minister Modi coming to Paris will indeed attract interest from French people, and I hope that this is an opportunity for all of us to know each other better.
So that was the director of Institute of Rare Languages stating that India has the potential. India's languages are so varied, so vast that it is important to know them and preserve them. With Prasar Bharati, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for TD India from Paris.
And Harit Joshi, who teaches Hindi as well as Indian history at Enalco University in France, he said that several people in France study Hindi to properly understand Indian society as well as Indian history. The Prime Minister is also very popular in Paris. Let's listen to Tapas Bhattacharya speaking to him.
Joining me is Professor Harit Joshi, who's the teacher here in Enalco University, where Mr. Joshi teaches Hindi and Indian history to French people. Sir, what kind of excitement people tend to have for India? There seem to be a lot more people now want to learn Indian languages.
Traditionally, the interest of French people in India has been more in terms of culture, spirituality, religion, etc. Now, over the past couple of years, maybe they are more keen on learning about how India is opening up to the rest of the world in terms of economics, in terms of geopolitics, etc. So this sort of shift can be witnessed.
Is there a thing that your student asks you about India, about Prime Minister Modi? Is there any sort of a talk that happens?
Mr. Modi, of course, has been very visible on the international scale ever since he's been in power. So yes, our students do exhibit an interest in him, in what he's doing, in the sort of policies he's been following, his government has been following. Indeed, yes.
Is Hindi popular here, or is other languages also catching up other Indian languages?
See, in the university where I teach, Hindi has been taught for the past almost 2 centuries, and the profile is very different. You have people who are interested in working on Indian culture, Indian history, Indian society. There are others who are more keen on doing business with India, and they do appreciate the fact that to be able to establish a rapport, a working relationship with their Indian partners, you do need to be familiar with one of the local languages. There are people whose parents, whose grandparents migrated to France for some reason or the other, and they wish to learn Indian languages to sort of be in touch with their parts, with their roots. One more reason, and that is that in the French Foreign Ministry, there is a requirement for learning of an Eastern and Oriental language, and one of these is Hindi. So if you wish to have a high-level post in the French Foreign Ministry, you need to learn an Eastern language. So some of them are there to for that reason as well.
All right. So that was Professor Harit Joshi stating that India-French relationship has gone beyond the borders, and in fact now people in France, in Paris to be particular, they want to learn Indian languages, and Prime Minister Modi is quite popular here. With Prasar Bharati, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for TD India from Paris.
Well, India's ties with France have strengthened significantly, creating new opportunities for the Indian diaspora to thrive. As anticipation builds for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Paris, the diaspora is eager to welcome him. Tapas Bhattacharya spoke to community members. Let's listen.
In the heart of Paris, there is a small India that lives, breathes and talks about India. It is here in Paris that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be coming on 10th and 11th of February to take part in the AI Summit and also the bilaterals. Let's find out from the Indian community in the diaspora what they think about Prime Minister Modi's visit and how excited they are.
As an Indian, I am very happy to welcome our Prime Minister, and also all Indians are living in France. We are very happy for Indian Prime Minister visiting in France.
Leadership is an inbuilt quality. Modi ji knows what leadership means. A leader is a manager, so he knows how to manage the country.
How do you see Prime Minister Modi's leadership when it comes to international relations and when it comes to France?
He's done very good, but Occident, and is done also good with other countries. It's a man of a peace, and we need peace on this earth, a lot of peace, because there's many troubles, and he drive India very well, and I am partisan, I am French, but I like him very much.
Are you excited to see Prime Minister Modi here?
Yes, of course, we are here for Modi ji, and we will be going to receive him at the hotel itself. So, and we will greet him, and people are very excited, as always.
Whole Indian community is looking forward to seeing him in action, and they will be looking forward to more Indo-French friendship in the coming days. With camera person Rakesh, this is Tapush Bhattacharya for GD India from Paris.
Well, India is racing ahead in artificial intelligence, from the world's largest AI talent pool to a booming startup ecosystem. The India AI mission is also driving innovation with a $1.2 billion boost. Global tech giants are investing big, and AI governance is shaping a trusted future. Tapas Bhattacharya reports from the AI Action Summit from Paris.
India is on the rise, fast becoming a global AI powerhouse. A decade ago, India was the world's 10th largest economy. Today, it stands at number 5, and by 2030, it is set to claim the 3rd spot. Artificial intelligence is at the heart of this transformation, driving innovation, economic growth, and digital empowerment. With the world's largest AI talent pool and the highest AI skill penetration, India is uniquely positioned to lead the next wave of AI advancements. The nation's strong digital infrastructure powered by Aadhaar, UPI and DigiLocker has already revolutionized data accessibility and governance. The India AI mission is accelerating this progress with a $1.2 billion budget dedicated to democratizing the AI. From building scalable AI infrastructure and funding startups to developing safe and trusted AI framework, India is shaping the future of artificial intelligence. Global tech giants like Microsoft, Jio and Tata are investing billions in India's AI ecosystem, reinforcing its position as a hub for innovation. Meanwhile, India's pro-innovation AI governance ensures a balanced approach, fostering growth while protecting its citizens. With initiatives like Digital India Bhashini, AI is breaking language barriers, making digital solutions accessible to all. The future of AI is here, and India is leading the way, building AI in India for the world. With camera person Rakesh, this is Tapush Bhattacharya for GD India from Paris.
Now, the future of artificial intelligence takes center stage in Paris as world leaders and tech executives gather for the AI Action Summit. It's co-hosted by the French President Emmanuel Macron and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, this high-profile event aims to establish a global framework for AI governance while also pushing for ethical, accessible and sustainable development of the technology. With top political figures and tech industry leaders in attendance, the summit could play a pivotal role in shaping AI's future. Let's listen.
I am delighted to welcome you to this unprecedented AI summit in Paris, co-chaired by President Macron and Prime Minister Modi.
With this, the Artificial Intelligence Action Summit opens in Paris. The event, co-hosted by French President Emmanuel Macron and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, brings together around 1,500 participants at the Grand Palais. The summit's primary focus, mapping AI governance worldwide, promoting ethical and accessible AI, and reinforcing European sovereignty over the technology. In an interview, French President Macron announced that France will also announce private sector investments totaling some 109 billion euros in its artificial intelligence sector.
Europe will accelerate, France will accelerate, and therefore for us, France, we announced tomorrow at the summit 109 billion euros of investments in artificial intelligence over the coming years.
As discussions begin, world leaders have started arriving in the French capital. US Vice President J.D. Vance touched down in Paris with his family, receiving a warm welcome with French Overseas Minister Manuel Valls. Chinese Vice Premier Zhang Gu King too arrived in Paris. Beyond the political sphere, industry heavyweights including Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai, Microsoft President Brad Smith, and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman are set to deliver key addresses on AI's future. This is the third high-level AI summit in recent years. The Paris summit sets out to achieve three major objectives: provide access to independent, safe and reliable AI to a wide range of users, develop AI that is more environmentally friendly, ensure global governance of artificial intelligence that is both effective and inclusive. The Paris AI Summit will focus on 5 major themes: public service AI, future of work, innovation and culture, trust in AI, global governance of AI. With AI evolving at an unprecedented pace, the summit could lay the groundwork for how nations and industries harness its potential while mitigating risks. As discussions continue in Paris, the world watches closely to see what agreements and policies emerge.
Well, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated the 15th edition of Aero India at the Yelahanka Air Force Station in Bengaluru on the 10th of February. Now, the minister exuded confidence that Aero India 2025 will showcase the country's industrial capability, technological advancements to the world, while also further strengthening the symbiotic relationship that India has with these countries. Now, DD India's Vishal Barrister was there, he reports.
The 15th edition of Asia's biggest aerospace and defense exhibition, Aero India 2025, is showcasing India's aerial prowess and indigenous cutting-edge innovations alongside state-of-the-art products of global aerospace companies. The 5-day event witnesses the participation of industry leaders, scientists, defense sector experts, startups, academia, and other stakeholders from all across the globe. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that this grand event would play a crucial role in co-production and co-development of defence equipment with like-minded countries.
Often we interact as buyers and sellers, where our relations are at a transactional level. However, at another level, we forge our relationship beyond buyer and seller relationship to the level of industrial collaboration. We may have research and development or production collaboration. We have many successful examples of co-production and co-development with the like-minded countries. For us, there is no Indian security or Indian peace in isolation. Security, stability, and peace are shared constructs that transcend national borders. The presence of our friends from foreign countries is a testimony to the fact that our partners share our vision of one earth, one family, one future.
The minister asserted that India is going through a transformational phase, rapidly moving from a developing to a developed nation. He added that a vibrant and thriving defence industry ecosystem has been created in the country due to a concerted, sustained and well thought out roadmap by the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He stressed that the defence industrial sector, which was earlier not viewed as a component of national economy, has today been fully integrated with the overall economy.
Today, Indian defence industrial sector is a motor powering the growth engine of the Indian economy.
Shedding light on the accomplishments achieved since the last Aero India, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh stated that a number of high-tech products such as Astra missile, new generation Akash missile, autonomous underwater vehicle, unmanned surface vessel, Pinaka guided rocket are being manufactured within the country.
Aero India, runway to billion opportunities, also provides a stage to forge international alliances to fast-track India's indigenization process in the defence sector. With cameraman C.K. Ashok in Bangalore, this is Vishal Barrister for DD India.
Well, In the next 2 years, India would roll out its first fifth-generation aircraft. An engineering prototype of the fighter plane has been put on display at the India Pavilion. The Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, is expected to give special wings to the Indian Air Force. Vishal Barrister speaks exclusively to the Director General of the Aeronautical Agency developing this Made in India plane.
Inside the India Pavilion, you can see this is the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, and I have with me Mr. Jitendra Jadhav. He is the DG of the company that is making this. This is an engineering prototype. Let's talk to him and find out. Mr. Jadhav, when we talk about this prototype, how long will it take to be finally inducted in the Indian Air Force?
So basically, it's a engineering, full-scale engineering model, and it has made for some purpose. So we have completed the complete design cycle of the airframe, and it has planned to roll out by 2027 end and fly within 6 to 8 months from there.
After Tejas, what is so special about this AMCA?
AMCA is a different class of aircraft. It's a fifth generation stealth fighter. So fifth generation stealth fighter is basically, it has got a lot of fifth generation and advanced technologies. It has got a very high-end sensors. Then it has got a materials which can use for the stealth purpose. Also, one of the key thing is it has got an artificial intelligence powered electronic pilot. So this, because of this artificial intelligence powered electronic pilot, this is going to be a force multiplier than any contemporary fifth generation aircraft in the world.
So there you heard from Mr. Jadhav. This is our AMCA, and it is the fifth generation which would be made in India. So after the Sukhois 57 from Russia and also the F-35 of the USA, India can proudly say that by 2027 end, we would have our own fifth generation fighter aircraft. With cameraman Ashok in Bangalore, this is Vishal Barrister for DD India.
And at the Aero India show in Bengaluru, a roadmap towards self-reliance in the defence sector has been laid out. Vishal Barrister spoke exclusively to the technical officer in charge of the Indian Pavilion.
At the India Pavilion, we are talking about how fast is India's defence landscape is transforming. And to talk more about it, I have with me Lieutenant Colonel Prashasti. She is the technical staff officer from Indian Army. Let's talk to her. Colonel Prashasti, what efforts are being made to, make India self-reliance in defence?
So as our Prime Minister's vision is to make India self-reliant, and especially in the defence corridor, we even want to go ahead and make our mark in the global sector also, in defence sector, and mark our edge. There are many of the spheres and areas where India is working, the government is working. We have launched schemes like PIL, the Positive Indianization List, and we have Srijan portals are there. Then we go to TDF, जो DRDO के through है, that is the Technical Development Fund, and then we have IDEX. So all these gives you the niche and the opportunity for these small industries to come and showcase their idea, innovations which have been done.
When we talk about developing the defence corridors, so we are focusing more on MSMEs and the startups. Talking about this Aero India show, what is the target?
So the target is to showcase the Indianization, whatever the quality of work and the niche technologies had been done by the MSMEs, as you mentioned. So to showcase that, and you won't believe there's a 250 plus companies who have come on the platform to showcase their work. And it is all, if you see, this India Pavilion is also divided into different zones. So you go on the different zones, you'll see there are the zones where these startups. So there's an entire platform which is given to these startups. Then you have IDEX. All those who win the IDEX have been awarded by Prime Minister, and most of them are into the phases where the patent has been developed. If you see the make projects like Make 1, Make 2, Make 3, almost 55 are under the trials, under the process of development, and 4 to 5 are under the contracts. So there are a lot of work which is happening in this field.
There you heard from Lieutenant Colonel Prashasti, a lot of work is being done, and the whole idea is to create a structure where the MSMEs and also the startups play a crucial role in India's defense structure. With cameraman Ashok in Bangalore, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
And we're joined by Krishna Rajendra Neely. He's the project director of the AMCA. Thank you very much, Mr. Neely, for being with us. Now, the advanced medium combat aircraft from the Aeronautical Development Agency, Bengaluru. Now, how does this addition of Aero India position India's self-reliance in air power?
Very good evening. And it's thank you for hosting me on this
no problem,
program. And it's my privilege to speak here about the Aero India and particularly to the on the AMCA program.
Right.
And Aero India is a biannual international event where to showcase essentially the Indian defense manufacturing capabilities across the country, what we wanted to display it. And today, in the 15th edition of this Aero India, from Aeronautical Development Agency, we have demonstrated the full-scale engineering model of the advanced medium combat aircraft. And this is the project as a nation's very prestigious and important project for the nation, for the Indian Air Force, which the Aeronautical Development Agency is the design house. And with the help of the various industries, we wanted to develop this particular aircraft. So Aero India helps for us to establish a strong supply chain in the country, because the advanced medium combat aircraft, the design is completely indigenous.
Okay.
And this is 100% indigenous design, and we are not depending on any foreign aircraft houses. Then we wanted to develop this fully in the country with the help of various industries and then the ecosystem that we have established in this country.
Right.
This Aero India will help us to connect to various large-scale, medium-scale and small-scale industries, because for the fighter aircraft development, a good ecosystem has to be developed.
Absolutely.
Through the light combat aircraft program, we have developed a good ecosystem for the fighter aircraft development in the country.
Indeed.
We wanted to leverage that supply chain and take it forward by integrating more number of the MSMEs, SMEs and the Tier 1 suppliers, along with that the various startups. And this is a platform where we can be able to interact with them and identify the new potential people who can be able to support this program.
Yes, Mr. Neely, let's try and unpack some of what you said now. How advanced are India's stealth capabilities?
Yes. See, stealth capabilities per se, if you see, first one is the airframe shaping. As far as the airframe shaping is concerned, it is entirely different from the conventional 4th generation fighter aircrafts. It is exclusively designed to give the low radar cross-section signature. This is one aspect. The second aspect, important aspect to achieve the stealth, is the diverterless supersonic intake.
Okay.
And all antennas have to be, that means diverterless supersonic intake will help not to show the engine face to the radar. This is one technology. The second thing is the conformal antennas. All antennas, if you see any of the conventional aircraft, all antennas will be protruding from the surface. So all antennas became conformal. This is a good development that we have developed, and then the technology readiness levels are very high. And shaping conformal antennas and diverterless supersonic intake, and the most important other technology is the internal weapon bay. As a stealth platform, the weapons have to be carried internally to get the stealth feature.
Indeed.
For which we have developed a good internal weapon bay. And the radar absorbing materials. These materials, none of the international material houses or the foreign OEMs will give it. We have to develop indigenously with the help of the DRDO labs and then CSIR labs. We have developed it indigenously, and various components of this particular aircraft have been fabricated with these materials, and we have achieved very high level technology readiness levels in this. So,
yes, Mr. Neely, also, you know, how long is it going to take for the AMCA to move from prototype to being operationalized? I think 2027 seems to be the target year. But, you know, I mean, this is this field, there's competition all around, and we know that, you know, the threat perception from our enemies looks like they are already into talking about 6th generation, and this is a 5th generation aircraft.
Yes. See, as far as the timelines are concerned, I would like to inform to the nation that April 2024, we have received the government approval, you know, for the full-scale engineering development of this program. The duration of this program is around 10 years. As we have indicated, the first prototype is slated to be rolled out towards the end of the 2027, and by mid or towards the end of the 2028, we will fly this particular aircraft. And the important feature is that this is a twin engine aircraft, whereas the light combat aircraft is a single engine aircraft, which we have mastered. For the twin engine aircraft, that too for the stealth airframe, yes, we require time, and certainly by the in 2028, we will ensure that this particular aircraft touches the skies.
Mr. Neely, also the Air Chief Marshal AP Singh recently commented that, you know, the Tejas timelines are not being met. So at an event like this, for instance, what are the best practices that can be exchanged with foreign vendors?
See, as far as the timelines and then the production, this thing is concerned, the production agency for the LCA is the HAL. And for the AMCA, that is the reason, keeping these points in the mind, the Government of India has set a target while giving the approval to us. Honorable Prime Minister himself has put the little targets for us, telling that the more number of industries, see, unless until we engage with the industry, the efficiencies of the industries will not come into the program.
Right.
That is the reason, instead of going for a conventional way of program execution, we wanted to, government has mandated for us to develop through an industrial partnership execution model. So this model, with this, the operational efficiencies and then the decision-making abilities from the industries, we wanted to integrate it. Yes, I fully agree with our Chief of Air Staff that there is a concern on the aircraft availability for them, and we would ensure that by integrating, unless until we integrate more number of industries into the aircraft development program, we will not be able to meet the timelines. Indeed. So our endeavor is to integrate more number of industries as a partners. Those who involve in the development will be continued for the production, so that the development to the production, we will not put our extra efforts. A seamless transfer, we wanted to do it from prototype to the production.
So I understand that you are an expert on the AMCA, but you know, combat UAVs, attack drones, what strengths has India developed in these areas?
Yes, certainly it's being developed, but if you can excuse me, I just...
Okay, fair enough. Okay, a final question, sir, also about the supply chain ecosystem. How much of the private sector is involved in the defense aviation?
See, in fact, for the full-scale engineering model, what we have displayed, it is not a display model, it's an engineering model. The complete supply chain is 100% from the industry. Okay. As far as the design is concerned, industry's participation is less, but detail engineering part is we are going to involve industry in a larger way, and we would ensure that the prototype manufacturing 100% will be done by the industry.
Okay, we leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Krishna Rajendra Neely, Project Director of AMCA. Thank you very much for joining us and explaining to us the timelines as well as the quality of this prototype that has been developed. Thank you, sir. Now, President Donald Trump of the United States is expected to introduce a new 25% tariff later on Monday. This is for all steel and aluminum imports into the United States on top of the existing metal duties. And this is another escalation of his shake-up of trade policy. Let's look at this report.
In yet another major escalation of his trade policy overhaul, US President Donald Trump on Monday announced that the United States will impose 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports, which would come on top of additional metal duties. Speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, while he was on his way to the NFL Super Bowl in New Orleans, Trump also said he would announce reciprocal tariffs as early as Tuesday, which would take effect almost immediately to match the taxes levied by other countries on imports from the US.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff. What about aluminum too. I'll be announcing probably Tuesday or Wednesday at a news conference reciprocal tariffs, and very simply, it's if they charge us, we charge them. Every country will be reciprocal. That's right. Every country. It won't affect everybody because there's somewhere we have similar tariffs. But the ones that are taking advantage of the United States, we're going to have it's reciprocity, it's reciprocal. We're going to have a reciprocal tariff.
US government data says the largest sources of US steel imports are Canada, Brazil and Mexico, followed by South Korea and Vietnam. By a large margin, hydropower-rich Canada is the largest supplier of aluminum to the US, accounting for 79% of total imports in the first 11 months of 2024. As risk mounts of a multi-front trade war, the European Union on Monday said it would react to protect EU interests, adding it would not respond until it had clarification of the measures.
At this stage, we have not received any official notification regarding the imposition of additional tariffs on EU goods. We will not respond to broad announcements without details or written clarification.
Germany too said Europe would act in a united and determined manner after Trump announcement. France also warned the EU will counter in kind and replicate any tariffs imposed on it by the US. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's spokesperson said that Britain has not seen details of Trump's proposed steel and aluminum tariffs and will continue to engage with the Trump administration as appropriate. Britain exports around 200,000 tons of steel per year to the US, worth over £400 million. Donald Trump, during his first term, imposed tariffs of 25% on steel and 10% on aluminum, but later granted several trading partners duty-free exemptions, including Canada, Mexico and Brazil. Mexico is a major supplier of aluminum scrap and aluminum alloy. Dheeraj Das, reporting for DD India.
Well, let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. In the Amazonas, in the state of Brazil, 4,900 yellow-spotted river turtles called tracaja. They were released into a local river, and this is a project that was led by the Federal University of Amazonas. It's a project that has returned about 70,000 turtles to the wild in about 10 years. And residents of the Iranian capital Tehran, they finally got their first snowfall of the year on Sunday, that's February 9, enjoying Parvaz Park's snowy blanket. However, many are worried about the lack of snow and rain, and that could lead to a drought. Birdwatching is booming in China because it's boosting ecotourism as well. Nature lovers are flocking to see rare birds. In Jiangxi province's Yungan County, visitors are amazed by 230 species of birds, the white cranes and oriental storks among them. And the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, participated in a spiritual ritual at the Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj on Monday, taking a holy dip at the Triveni Sangam, the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati rivers. She also offered prayers at the sacred site. Now, after her visit to the Sangam, President performed a puja and took part in a traditional Ganga Aarti. She also visited the revered Saraswati Koop. Accompanying the President were Uttar Pradesh's Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who joined her in a visit to significant occasions, including the Akshaya Vat and Bade Hanuman temple. In addition to the religious observances, President Murmu explored the Digital Mahakumbh Experience Center, a modern innovation at this year's Mahakumbh Mela. The ongoing Mahakumbh Mela in Prayagraj will continue till February 26, with more than 500 million people anticipated to participate in the holy rituals. Nepal's Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, Deepak Khadka, left for India to take part in the India Energy Week 2025. And this event will be held between February 11 and 14. And it's being organized by the Federation of Indian Petroleum Industry. The conference is expected to accelerate progress towards a sustainable energy future. The event will see 90 panel discussions, and Minister Khadka is scheduled to address 2 ministerial level sessions on clean cooking and energy access gap. That's all we have in this edition of DD India News Hour. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, get the latest news and updates from across the world and India on the DD India mobile app. It's available on Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code and download it. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn. From all of us here in Delhi, thank you very much for watching DD India News Hour. Namaskar.